Namanda, 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 namanda.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Honko service. This is a special service that literally means gathering to respond to the benevolence. It is also the memorial service for Shinran Shonin. The main focus of this response is Shinran Shonin, the founder of our school of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, but we are also responding to the wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha. And there are many ways that we can respond to this benevolence. You might even participate in one of our host groups, which in fact stands for Ho-On Service Team. So, use of Sensei's acronyms. He loves acronyms. But you may say the Nembutsu. Another way to respond to the benevolence is to chant. So let's recite Shōshinge. It is on page 15 in the small service book, page 33 in the large purple book, and page 2 in the Japanese service book. Reverend Bridge will introduce Shōshinge to us.
Thank you, KG. Actually, got to give credit where credit is due. The host acronym came from Gail Noguchi. So I can't take credit for it. So let's chant Shōshinge. It's a little longer than what we normally chant, but we know the melody. Remember Gasho to Amida? Right? We used to chant Gasho to Amida. We still do. It's that melody. And so I'm going to go a little fast. One of the neat things about being here, our theme today with the book Mixed Rice is kind of about different cultures. So we're kind of fortunate that we get to chant in English and in Japanese, and actually Shōshinge is in Chinese. Okay, so let's chant Shōshinge. This is the most important text to chant by our founder, Shinran. Namanda, 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 namanda. Kimyo Munyo Junyo Rai Namo Fukashi Giko Hozo Bosatsu Niji Zai Seiji Zai Obusho Token Shobutsu Jodoin Kokudo Ninden Shizen Mak Konyu Mujo Shushogan Chohotsu Keu Daiguzen Goko Shiyui Shishojun Juseimyo Shomon Jippo Fuho Muryo Muhenko Muge Mutai Koen no Shoujo Kangi Chieko Fudan Nanji Mushoko Chonichi Gakko Shojin Setsu Isai Gunjo Mukosho Hongam Yogo Shoujogo Shishin Shin Yogan Nin Joto Gakusho Dai Nehan Hishimetsu Dogan Joju Nyorai Shoi Koshu Sen 唯節弥陀本願会五辱悪事群上会お信如来如実言の発一年気愛心普段本の特根藩凡上説法再演入如主心入会一味摂取信仰上昇語意の水波無明暗頓内心臓死運無上不真実真人天非如日光不運無運無資源妙無暗薬神謙虚大狂気即応超絶語悪種一切善幕本部人門心如来偶税願仏言古代小下者善人妙分だりけ弥陀仏本願念仏邪見教魔なく主張信用十字人に難難中死難昔インド祭天子論下中華自治域史こそ現代諸公世所意妙如来本税をき釈迦如来両合戦一種五妙難天竺龍樹大寺主等世質の財派有無権先絶大乗無情報召喚義事小安楽賢治難行六六信用異業指導楽億年弥陀仏本願次年即時入筆上唯意の上昇如来語お大悲偶税四天神菩薩増論説奇妙無下公如来永主たら見真実古戦王朝大誓願古有四願力へ公異道群上昇一心金入苦毒大崩壊筆逆入大へ収集特使連映像世界即昇進用精進有本の人間人図入生寺四寺用下本師道南両天使上古蘭書菩薩来三蔵律師十上教凡上専用気楽法天神菩薩論中下報道因果見誓願大言猫ゆたり少女死因入信心枠前本無信心没承知承知即根藩 一心無量光明道小宇宙上回復系同社結晶道難所有意明浄土活入万全自力変言宗円満特語感染症三不三神慶音言増末放滅道非一生増悪地偶然死安如外生妙化全道独妙部所意公愛上三女逆悪公明明語権理念介入本願大智慧行者生寿今後心狂気一年総合用意大と逆三人即小法小四上楽原神公開一大教変気安如下に祭先祖出身反戦人法家二度小弁入極重悪人入意小物我薬剤非摂取中煩悩証言追不見大非無見上昇が本資源空妙仏教連民全幕本無人新宗教書公編集戦弱本願具悪性現内生じ臨伝言決知義上一生死即入弱上無意楽一致新人異能入愚教大事主使と上際無変極辱悪同族自主愚道心有意過信
「 こ 」 「 こ」 「こ」 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 "こ」 「こ」 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 「
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, namanda, namanda.
Next, let's sing the Gatha Shinran Sama on page 240 in the large service book, and it will be followed by the recitation of the Golden Chain on page 15. So 240 and 15.
This one's in Japanese. So we did Chinese and Japanese. Now we're doing Japanese. Then we'll do English. Let's go to page 15 and recite Golden Chain 2. Golden Chain 2. I am a link in the Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in the Buddha's golden chain of love become and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda.
Now I would like to have Reverend Bridge introduce our guest speaker.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Today we have a guest speaker, and her name is Sophie Dipti Sarkar, and she's the author of this book called Mixed Rice that we're going to hear about later. But for now, she's letting you know who she is. She's a Japanese American and Bengali artist and community organizer rooted in the engaged Buddhist tradition of Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh. Her multifaceted work includes paintings, children's books, community climate plans, workshops on contemplative creativity, racial solidarity spaces, spiritual songs, and much more. And she's a descendant of ancestors who survived Japanese American concentration camps and the colonial partition of Bengal. She feels a karmic calling to address the multi-general impacts of state-sanctioned violence and division. Her guiding aspiration is to offer creative and spiritual support to social movements attempting to end empires, build solidarity, and sustain life on Earth. And so I was fortunate to get to meet her this morning, and now we get to hear her give us a Dharma talk. So let's open our ears and open our hearts as we listen to the Dharma from Sophie Sarkar.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. So before I begin my talk, I would love to start by inviting a sound of the bell. The mindfulness bell is a very important practice in my tradition. So you can get in a comfortable position where you feel relaxed and at ease and feel connected with the earth below us. And I invite you to just really listen and enjoy the sound of the bell. All right. I know I'm feeling way more relaxed now. So thank you so much, Reverend Harry, for that introduction. Yes, my name is Sophie Dipti Sarkar. I use she, her pronouns. And I'm an artist, an organizer, and I mostly make art that tells stories through painting and writing and singing. And I really like to integrate my spiritual practice into my art as well. So I wrote this book, Mixed Rice. I wrote and illustrated the book, and it came out in November. And I'll be sharing it with you all downstairs before lunch. But it's a story it's autobiographical. It's about my life as a person who grew up in a very mixed family, multiracial, multicultural, multilingual, multi-faith. And I really wanted to write a story that told the truth about what it was like, both the beauty and the challenges of growing up in a multicultural family and really trying to create home together when there were multiple people with different histories and languages and experiences. And that can be really hard. It can be really difficult to understand each other across those differences. And so I wanted to offer some teachings from my mindfulness practice that my family really could have used when I was growing up. So in the story, it's about my parents and their daily conflict over what rice to cook for dinner. So every night at around 7 p.m., I would hear my parents call either my name or my sister's name, and that meant that it was time to cook the rice. And my father, who's Bengali from West Bengal in India, really preferred basmati rice. And my mother, who's mixed Japanese-American and English-American, really preferred gohan. And the fight was that my dad said the gohan was too sticky, and he couldn't eat it with his hands because it was like glue, and it also would make him constipated. And my mom, on the other hand, she argued that she couldn't pick up the basmati rice with chopsticks. It was too slippery. And so they had this argument every night, and it was my or my sister's role to choose. And it felt like a nightmare as a mixed kid to have to choose between our rices, our parents, our ancestors, our homelands. And so in the book, the daughter, the main character, her name is Joya, she is able to slow her parents down. They're in the middle of this argument, and she calls in the support of the full moon, of the ancestors, and of her mindfulness practices. And with those practices of returning to our breath, to really taking care of our strong emotions, she's able to support her family to speak from their hearts. And as they slow down and speak from their hearts, they realize that the reason they feel so strongly about rice isn't actually about rice at all. It's about their deep missing of their mothers, their homelands, the meals they used to eat as kids, and their deep longing to feel that sense of home with each other. And so I wanted to talk a little bit with you all about what mindfulness is and how we can use it as a practice to come home to ourselves, to take care of our strong emotions, and to be able to understand ourselves so that we can communicate better with others. And when we take care of our strong emotions through our mindfulness practice, we're also able to offer that support to others. So who here has heard of mindfulness? Yeah, most of us. Does anyone want to share what mindfulness means to you? I'd especially love to hear from one of these young people up here. Yes. Good. Yeah.
It's like, it calms me down. We do it every day in science class at my school.
You do? Wow. And it helps to calm you down?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you do in your science class?
So the teacher either goes on YouTube and does like a bubble breathing thing, or she has a little sack of mindfulness cards like butterfly breathing or stuff like that.
Wow, yeah, that's wonderful. So I'm hearing you return to your breath and you notice that you're breathing. That's great. Anyone else want to share? I saw a hand up here, maybe. No. Great. Yeah, so mindfulness, in my tradition, in the Plum Village tradition, we think of it as an energy. And energy is basically like a power that we can create, we can cultivate in ourselves through our actions, through our thoughts, through our speaking. And so mindfulness is basically the power of awareness. the power of being aware of what's happening within ourselves at any given moment. For instance, that we're aware that we're breathing, we're aware of how we feel, and it's also the energy of being aware of what's happening around us. So, yeah, when we're practicing mindfulness, in very simple terms, it just means that when we're walking, we know that we're walking. And we're breathing, we know we're breathing. When we're feeling happy, we know we're feeling happy. When we're listening to the bell, we know we're listening to the bell. It's very, very simple, but actually a very important practice. Because the more that we're aware of what's happening within ourselves, the more we can communicate with each other. So, does anyone here struggle when you're feeling angry or when someone else is feeling angry to listen? Yeah. I see a couple hands. So I also have struggled with that. And I lived in a monastery for 6 months. And when I was living there, I had several roommates. And one of my roommates, I was really struggling. She was going through a hard time, and I was having difficulty listening to her every day. And so I went to one of my teachers for support. And I asked them, how can I listen better and be more present for my roommate who's going through a hard time? And my teacher asked me, when you hear the bell, do you listen to the sound of the bell? And I realized that when I heard the sound of the bell, I knew I was listening to the sound of the bell, but I actually wasn't listening to its sound. I wasn't listening to its pitch or its resonance or how long it was ringing for. And I love the sound of the bell. And I realized she asked me that question because if I couldn't really deeply listen to a sound that I loved, it would be difficult to really deeply listen to a sound that was harder for me to take in, like the suffering of my roommate. And so then I started practicing every time I heard the bell to just really take it in, to really take in the sound, to really enjoy it, to really allow it to move through my body. And then that helped me come back to myself, to be able to come back to my breathing and listen to my breathing and come back to my feelings and listen to my feelings. And so at the beginning of the session, when I invited the bell, that's what I did. I listened to the sound, and then I listened to my breath, and then I listened to my feelings. And as I listened to my body, I could hear that my breath was short, my heart was beating really fast, and I could feel that I was nervous. And so I was able to take a moment to tell my nervousness, I see you, I'm aware that you're here, and I'm here for you. And just taking that small moment to be there for my nervousness has helped me to give this talk. So I'm wondering if we can just do a little bit of practice right now. That mantra of, Dear One, I'm here for you, is an important mantra in my tradition. It's one of the mantras of loving speech. And it's a nice way to return to ourselves and offer some care to ourselves. Dear One, I'm here for you. Maybe we can practice saying that out loud. Dear One, I'm here for you. Dear One, I'm here for you. So I'm going to just guide us in a very short meditation where we're going to listen to the sound of the bell, and then we're also going to practice listening to our breath, to our body, and to our feelings, and being there for whatever is existing within you right now. So again, you can return to a comfortable position. You can close your eyes or keep them open, and just try to relax your body. So, as you inhale, you can just notice that you're breathing in. And as you exhale, notice that you're breathing out. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale, I know that I am breathing out. And with your next inhale, I invite you to follow your breath all the way into your lungs and your diaphragm. And as you exhale, I invite you to follow your breath all the way out of your belly and your mouth and into the space around you. Inhale, follow the breath into your body. And exhale, follow the breath out of your body. And with your next inhale, I invite you to just notice your body, how it's doing in this moment. Any places where you might be holding some tension. And as you inhale, you can send some love and presence and care to those places. And as you exhale, you can try to just release a little bit of that tension. Dear body, I am here for you. And with your next inhale, I invite you to just notice how you might be feeling in this moment. Whatever you're feeling is okay. Maybe you're happy or sad, annoyed or bored. Maybe you're feeling a little numb or joyful, excited. Whatever is there is okay. And as you inhale, we invite you to just send some love and attention to those feelings. Dear feeling, I am here for you. I'm aware that you are here, and I take care of you. And we'll just take a few more breaths, sending that love and attention and care to whatever you might be feeling. And then I will invite the bell, and we can open our eyes. Thank you for your practice. Did anyone notice a feeling that they were surprised about that was there? No. I noticed I was feeling a lot more calm. So, yeah, when we're able to use this mindfulness practice to return to our bodies and our feelings, and to just send some love and care and awareness of what's there, then that's a really good way that we can take care of ourselves. And then we can also offer that care and love to each other. So thank you so much for your listening, for your practice, and I look forward to sharing mixed rice with you all downstairs before lunch. Thanks.
Thank you.
Now I'd like to have Robert Noguchi come up for announcements.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Nice to see everyone here on this beautiful January morning here in the Bay Area. Thank you very much for coming. Welcome to the Buddhist Church of Oakland. My name is Robert. I'm going to be running through some slides. Obviously, you can't see them here, but if you, those of you who are online, or you could watch this broadcast later, you'll be able to see. So I'll quickly go through them. First, I'm very pleased to announce that the BCO Buddhist Education is back for 2025, and our first study class is actually scheduled for Saturday, February 15th at 1 p.m. So actually, it's on the back of your program. So Saturday, February 15th, and then Saturday, March 15th, Saturday, April 12th, and Saturday, May 10th are our first 4 study classes that will take us through the first part of the year. So those will all be at 1 o'clock with Reverend Bridge, and we hope that everyone is welcome to come, whether you're a seasoned member or new to Buddhism or guest or visitor today. You're more than welcome to attend. So more information is on the BCO website. For members, our annual general meeting will be on Sunday, February 2nd. That's the first weekend in February. There's no football scheduled that day, so we hope to see you all here that day. Not only that, we'll entice you with a New Year's party right after the meeting. So we'll have service of the annual general meeting, and then we'll have our New Year's party. So we hope you'll join us on Sunday, February 2nd at 10 a.m. for service, and then we'll start the meeting right after that. The following Sunday is Nirvana Day, when Buddha achieves parinirvana or complete nirvana. So that'll be on Sunday, February 9th. We'll have our family Dharma service at 10 a.m., followed by our Shotsuki memorial service for the month of February at 11 a.m. So it'll be 2 separate services that day on Sunday, February 9th. And one of the last things I wanted to mention is that maybe you don't know, the BCO is celebrating our 125th anniversary next year, 2026. The date is actually Saturday, October 17th, 2026. Now, there was a survey sent out via email, and for those of you who don't have email through US mail, did everyone receive that? Okay, now, did everyone answer it? Okay, there's a quick survey. It's very, very, very fast. There's only 3 items, okay? So it'll take you a minute to fill it out. So online or through the paper copy, hard copy that you received in the mail. It's due this Wednesday, the 15th. So please, if you haven't submitted your survey, please do that, before Wednesday, because we need to see what kind of program we're going to be having, services, banquet, things like that, looking for general headcount and interest for the 125th anniversary. So it's next October in 2026, but it'll be here before you know it. So Peggy Takahashi and the committees are working very hard on putting on a very nice 125th anniversary for us. So please submit the survey by this Wednesday, and for those of you watching online, this is what the survey looks like. It's very quick. It won't take very long. Okay? And I know you kids are getting restless. There's a lot going on. We have this guest speaker here. Thank you very much for being here today. And there's going to be an activity downstairs following service. But for now, thank you very much for supporting the Buddhist Church of Oakland. If you have any questions, take a look at our website. We accept any and all donations, and we really appreciate you being here today. So thanks so much. And Steve Terasaki has something to say. I'll turn it over to him.
Thank you, Robert. I'm Steve Terasaki. I just obviously play the organ here, but I also am the president of the Buddhist Churches of America. So, in the last week, we've all been involved, heard and very much impacted by the wildfires in LA. And I know many of us have family. We all know that we have friends in the impacted areas down in LA. So I just wanted to just say that, the Buddhist Churches of America is working to develop a program where we can respond and provide relief to those impacted individuals in the fire zone. Bishop Harada has just recently put out a message to all of us, and it's up on the Buddhist Churches of America website. So I'd like to just read a portion of it. So we've all been glued to our TV. This is quoted from his message. We've all been glued to our TVs these past several days as we've witnessed the terrible wildfires in Southern California. To see the loss of life, the loss of thousands of homes, businesses, schools, churches, and synagogues is tragedy beyond belief. Our own Pasadena Buddhist temple had a close call, but has survived the fire. And there are many members of our Southern District who have lost their homes and others who are awaiting word on their state of the homes. He goes on to say that what comes to mind is the Japanese expression that goes something like, you fall down 7 times, but you get up on the 8th. This means that in the face of a great challenge, a great loss, and a great tragedy, we just have to stand up again. Hard as it might seem, but that is what we do. Buddhism teaches us that our life is never alone. We're supported by innumerable causes and conditions each and every day. Family, friends, teachers, co-workers, neighbors, strangers. Sustenance from the food that we eat, the air we breathe, the water we drink. Our life is always supported by others. That continues even in the face of great tragedy. We are not alone. We are supported by innumerable causes and conditions, even in the face of the insurmountable. May our thoughts and compassion help you to stand up this 8th time. I just wanted to say that the Social Welfare Committee of the Buddhist Church of Oakland is in discussions about how we can respond as individual sanghas to help support the many who've been impacted by the LA fires. And there should be word out about a way in which we can make donations, and all that's part of a broader discussion how all of us, the 60 temples and sanghas of the Buddhist Churches of America can come together to help support all of our friends and family who've been impacted by the LA wildfires. So I just wanted to say that and acknowledge that it's not just down in LA, but it's impacting each and every one of us. So thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jordan, and I'm the president of the Junior YBA. And as some of you know, our Junior YBA chapter is part of a bigger organization of Bay District. And I wanted to announce that Bay District is organizing a food drive for the month of January. And we have a goal of $108 per chapter in Bay District. And you can do this through the QR codes that are available in the community hall. They're on the barrels downstairs. And additionally, you can donate non-perishable goods in those barrels as well. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Steve, and thank you, Jordan. On behalf of the Buddhist Church of Oakland, I would like to give words of appreciation to our guest speaker, Sophie Dipti Sarkar. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. To Reverend Bridge and Reverend Endo for officiating today's service. Thank you, Sensei. It's both Senseis. To Mr. Stephen Terasaki, our organist, thank you. To host 11, led by Lyman Hollins, and we will be enjoying our Otoki lunch and after the session, additional session with Sophie. So, and one other thank you to the tech crew of Norm Yoshida, Ron Nomura, and John Takagaki. At this time, I'd like to ask if there's any guests here that, do we have any? Yeah.
This is Summer. This is her first time at a Buddhist temple. Do you want to just say your name and where you're from?
Hi, I'm Summer.
Anybody? Welcome, both of you. Now, let's sing the Gatha Farewell on page 45 of the small purple book. Please rise for this song.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda.
This will conclude our service. We will now take a break, and everybody will proceed down to the social hall where Sophie Dipti Sarkar will do a presentation on her book, Mixed Rice. You may also come up to offer incense, also known as oshoko, and if you have not done so already. So, thank you, everyone.
All right. So, oh, thank you for coming up here. I'm feeling a little lonely. It's good to have these friends up here with me. So, I'm excited to read to you all this book, Mixed Rice. Are you ready? Yeah? Okay, let's begin. Gratitude to my ancestors, my grandmas, and Thai. For my mom, dad, and sister Abby Joya, and for all the mixed kids out there. May you feel at home where you are, and may you enjoy all your rices. It is nearing dinner time, and Joya's belly is rumbly and grumbly. She's in her room, watching the moon rise and dreaming of all of her favorite snacks. Mochi, samosas, French fries, boba, ice cream. When she hears her parents call, Joya, Joya, come make the rice. Joya swiftly hops downstairs where her parents are busy cooking. She can hear the sizzling of the eggplant her mama is grilling and the bubbling of the dal her baba is boiling. She opens up the pantry where she finds two kinds of rice, basmati and gohan. She goes back and forth between the two, but she cannot choose. Mama, Baba, what kind of rice should I make? Joya asks. Both of her parents respond at the same time. Gohan, says Mama. Basmati, says Baba. The room goes silent. Mama and Baba slowly turn toward each other and scowl. The steam in the kitchen grows thick. Joya desperately wants to say something to relieve the tension, but before she can think of anything, her parents begin to argue. I'm making dal bhat, which only tastes good if you eat it with your hands. Have you ever tried eating gohan and dal with your hands? No, because it's like glue and will never come off your fingers. Plus, it will remain sticky in my stomach and I won't be able to poo tomorrow, explains Baba.
Basmati? Basmati? But you know I'm making eggplant donburi, which you have to eat with chopsticks, and you can't pick up basmati rice with chopsticks. Mama. Ugh, the arguing makes Joya's ears ache, her heart beat fast, and her stomach churn. She feels angry. They are so loud she cannot hear her own thoughts. She feels sad. They do not understand one another. And she feels ashamed that her question initiated this fight. The storm of emotions feels like too much to handle alone. Joya drops the rice bowl and runs to a quiet spot in the house where she knows her feelings will have space. The ancestor altar that her family made together. In front of the altar, Joya takes a few deep breaths and feels air entering and leaving her body. As Joya sits and breathes at the altar, she can feel the presence of her ancestors around her, like a big hug. Their presence helps her to feel safe enough to allow her tears to flow. With each breath and each tear, she feels a little more calm. After a few minutes of sitting and breathing at the altar, she hears two voices, her grandmother's. "Dear Joya, we are here for you," they say. Joya responds, "I know you are there, grandmothers, and I'm very happy. I'm suffering because my parents are fighting again about the rice. Please help me." "The moon," they croon. Confused, Joya replies, "What?" "The moon, Joya. Go get your parents and look at the moon," they say. The moon, of course. Her whole family loves to watch the moon, and tonight it is full. Joya runs back to the kitchen where her parents are still arguing and says, "Mama, Baba, it's a full moon tonight. Let's look together." "Fine," her parents respond. They make their way to the front yard where they can see the beautiful moon shining over the neighboring houses. The peaceful glow brings them all a little calm and ease in this tense moment. After a deep breath, Joya says, "Mama, Baba, I feel very sad that you fight about rice every night. It feels like you cannot understand one another. If you cannot understand each other, then you cannot understand a big part of who I am." Mama responds, "My dear Joya, being with you, Baba, and the moon has helped me realize that I reacted the way I did because I miss Grandma. Eating gohan with chopsticks reminds me of her pickles, inari, and the food she used to prepare for us as kids. It reminds me of home." And Baba says, "I too feel very sad. I miss my ma and my home in Bengal. Basmati rice reminds me of the big meals she made for me and my 5 brothers. I miss hearing the popping mustard seeds, smelling the fried garlic and chilies, and feeling the dal and rice between my fingers." Touched by her parents' sharing, Joya leads the way inside to the ancestor altar. "Look, Mama, look, Baba, it's all of our homes, together." As they look at the altar that they made as a family, deep, relaxing breaths fill their belly. Feelings of peace, connection, and belonging combine like a moonbeam and fill each of their hearts with love. With the help of the moon, the ancestors, and each other, they can tell that they are home. A few moments later, the doorbell rings. It is Joya's friend, Hui, who has just returned from a family trip to Vietnam. Mama and Baba, both now feeling more calm and open-hearted, ask, "Hey, Hui, cannot decide what rice to make for dinner. What would you prefer, gohan or basmati? Sweetie confidently replies, Jasmine. The end. So, I would love to take any questions we might have from the young people in the audience here. Yes. Yeah, you thought they were going to mix them together? That could have been another way to solve the problem. I have tried, I've tried to do that in the rice pot, and it comes out a little soggy. But I've also mixed them, if they're both cooked, and mixed them together, and that works pretty well. Any other questions? My family did eat bread, yes. We, in Bengali culture, we like to eat flatbread. We call it roti. And so sometimes we eat bread with our hands as well, with the rice. We also ate mashed potatoes. Yes. This is my first, well, it's my second my second book, but my first published book. Yeah, my first book I wrote, it's called The Bee Book, and it's advice from a bee on how to be. I know. Any other questions? Did the story remind anyone of anything? So we had a very interesting observation from the audience that when the family went back inside, after they calmed down, the crane that represented the grandmother on the mother's side was on the dad's shoulder, and the bird that represented the mother from the father's side was on the mother's shoulder. So the family was really coming together in a new way. What are some of the meals that you all like to eat at home? Ramen. What else? What was that? Neve? What do you like? Mac and cheese. That's a good one. Noodles in lots of different forms. Yes. Soba. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine if we had a potluck with all of these delicious foods? Yes. Mochi. That's one of my favorites, and Joy's favorites as well.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti. What else? Yes. Gyoza. Oh my goodness. Yes. You have a question? Chicken. Yeah. You have chicken. Yeah. That's good. Well, thank you so much for your presence and attention and for engaging with the book. Yes, you have another comment? I did. I drew it by hand. I did some editing on the computer, but all the illustrations are done with paint and marker. Yes. Bacon. The mixed foods keep coming. Okay, so I'm going to now be at this table to my right, and I'll be signing books. So you're welcome to come purchase a book, and I'll sign it for you. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.